Steve Rogers is known as the moral compass of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The man who always did the right thing. The man who never backed down. But in Avengers, Endgame, Steve Rogers made a choice that goes against everything he stood for, and most people never question it. At the end of Endgame, Steve returns the Infinity Stones, completes his mission, and then does something unexpected. He stays in the past, not to save lives, not to stop wars, not to change history, but to live a quiet life. On the surface, it feels earned. Steve lost everything. He deserved peace. But here's the problem. Steve Rogers knew the future. He knew about Hydra. He knew about Bucky. He knew about S.H.I.E.L.D.'s collapse. He knew about countless deaths that were about to happen, and he chose to do nothing. This is the same man who once said, "If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it." Yet in Endgame, he ignored everything by staying silent. Steve allowed Hydra to continue operating inside S.H.I.E.L.D. He allowed tragedies he could have prevented. He allowed suffering he had already lived through. And that raises a disturbing question. Was Steve's choice really selfless? Or was it selfish? For the first time, Steve chose his happiness over his responsibility. Some argue that changing the past would have broken the timeline, but Endgame already proved that timelines can branch safely. Steve didn't have to rewrite history. He just had to act, warn someone, save one life, make one difference. But he didn't. Instead, he passed the shield to Sam and walked away from the fight entirely. Steve Rogers didn't fail because he was weak. He failed because he finally allowed himself to stop being Captain America. And maybe that's the hardest truth of all. The world didn't lose Captain America in battle. It lost him to a choice.